Ladies and gentlemen, 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1. I'll go ahead and look at your persuasive letter. Notice the grade I gave you. The grade I gave you is either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, or RD, the rough draft. If you have a 5 or 6, I want you to continue getting 5s or 6. You're doing well, you can always improve. If you have a 1, 2, 3, or 4, your job this year is to get up to a 5 or a 6. So you'll keep writing, I'll keep giving you feedback, you'll see whether your score is going up and down, you can go ahead and experiment, but eventually what I want is everyone to be writing at a level of a 5 to 6. All right, so 6. There's our rubric, we already saw it, and I need some opinions, let's see how much you remember. This is a 1. Why is this a 1? Go ahead.
This person is explaining their ideas.
They're not explaining their ideas, it's very, very short. There's not a lot to say here, it is short. It's not a lot of ideas. How about a 2? Why is this a 2?
There's a lot of spelling mistakes, like principal and really. I appreciate.
One thing is spelling mistakes. What else is wrong with this?
That they are repetitive and they keep on saying, he did this, he did that, blah, 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 blah.
Very repetitive. Even these 2 parts are repeated here. What's another reason this is a 2?
They don't get to the point, they don't tell us who the author is.
They don't tell us the point. And one more. Go ahead.
It's more like a list rather than paragraphs.
It's not explained enough. This is a list.
He also did this.
How about 3? Why is this a 3? What do we remember? If you need to read a little bit, go ahead. Go ahead. Is this the 1 sentence one? Nope, that was the other one we saw. This is not 1 sentence. Go.
It's very unorganized. There's no paragraphs. You can't really tell where he's stopping.
So we do have paragraphs. But take a look at this. That's the introduction. That's the conclusion. There's no real introduction. There's no real conclusion. And if you read through this, you'll see that this is not explained well. It still has spelling mistakes and the language is boring. Yes?
It doesn't really prove that he knows the author very well, he's just like stating facts.
Notice that this person did not establish a reputation. The introduction is a great place to establish it. This person didn't do that. Yes?
Where does it say who the author is? Or does it?
Right here. All right. How about a 4? Why is this a 4? What do you remember about 4s?
Well, it definitely has a lot more information than the 1, 2, and 3. And there are a lot less spelling mistakes and punctuation mistakes.
What's the major thing you see about this? Format-wise, what's the difference between a 4 and everything else?
It actually has paragraphs.
This one actually has paragraphs. What else?
Oh, well actually I was thinking that they had a lot of question marks in places that you don't get. They are hilarious.
For this one? See, I think with this person, though, this is a, that's an exclamation point.
Oh, but it says, have you ever did,
This one is. This is a rhetorical question, but that is an exclamation point. Don't do this.
It's one of the
Yeah.
bubble ones.
Don't do it. All right. How about a 5? Why is this a 5? What do we remember about 5s?
what's good is a lot longer than all the other ones, and it actually has paragraphs in.
Paragraphs, the spelling gets better, the language gets better. Remember, word shows fluency. And the 6. Remember, a 6 is, you know, a 5 is fantastic. You get a 5 in my class, you have 100. You'll probably get extra credit for a 6. This means you know what you're doing. You can spell. You know how to write a paragraph. You know how to explain yourself. But a 6 is art. A 6 almost breaks rules in some places. If we remember this person told this whole big long story full of metaphors until they got here, and then they told the person what they wanted. And it received a 6. It was fun to read. It was interesting. 5, fantastic. But a 6 is art. And we need to practice this year. All right, here's mine. Dear Mr. Ironman, do you remember what life was like before the superheroes arrived? Things were bleak. The streets of the big city metropolises were packed with bad monsters, mad scientists, and sad puppies. The people needed heroes that could take on this breed of new superpowered and heavy-duty armed villain. The people needed heroes to clean up the streets, take down the corrupt big bosses, and make those puppies happy again. I know you're still deciding whom to invite to Basis DC, and I believe I know the perfect person. Please consider inviting the mysterious Diaz to speak at Famous Superhero Week. What did I try to do here?
Really hook the reader and convince them.
All right, so I tried to hook the reader, I tried to convince them. Why am I doing this?
Because you want to achieve your goal, you want to make it so your favorite letter can come.
Well, what do I have to do first? To get an audience interested, what must I do to the audience?
You must create a good reputation.
Reputation comes later. So I went ahead and did a rhetorical question. I told this story, and I told you to use rhetorical questions or stories, and I said you have an audience. What is the first thing you aim for? When I say you have an audience and aim, what do you aim for? 1, 2, 3.
Emotions.
You aim for the emotions, you aim for the heart. So the first thing you need to do in your first paragraph is you need to entertain them, tell a story, engage them. In other words, that is pathos. That's emotions. All right, so we've got their attention, we tell them a story, we get them interested. Now we have the second paragraph. This is where I explained all my ideas. What am I doing here?
You're conveying the message.
Why am I conveying a message?
Because you're telling them why they should invite Mysterious Diaz to speak at Famous Superhero Week.
I am now giving you my ideas. I am explaining myself. That is logos. That is the message. That is logic. Now that I've gone ahead and gotten your attention, now I want you to go ahead and explain yourself. Why are you right? Why should Mr. Ironman do what we say? I guess I should read that one so you can see it. All right, so the mysterious Diaz's talents and abilities make him one of the greatest superheroes of our time. I'm about to explain it. First of all, transition. His rhetorical skills are great and nonviolent defenses against crime. M. Diaz uses his knowledge of the all-powerful rhetorical triangle to convince, trick, persuade, or con the bad guys. This means that M. Diaz can stop most criminals without throwing a single punch. When his rhetorical skills fail, the mysterious Diaz can rely on his booming voice to silence his enemies. There are times when witty words and fancy phrases aren't enough. Finding himself surrounded by overpowering forces, M. Diaz calls upon his command of intense projected sound to push back the villainous assault. Finally, the mysterious Diaz is just so cool. With his violet visors and impressive collection of well-knotted neckties contrasting with his subtle punk goth good looks, M. Diaz's style is so cool and so dazzling that friends and foes are always impressed. The students of Basis DC deserve to have such awesomeness in their lives. So I go ahead, I explain 3 things. We used pi format, we're using logic. I'm just trying to go ahead and do my argument. So that's logos. And now that you've gone ahead and you've entertained them, and you've given your logic, I told you, now give them your opinion or prediction. Go ahead and go to the last page. Have it in heading. You can do it right underneath the letter, or you can do it on the next page. So your assignment is an evaluation of persuasive letter. Your purpose is to self-assess the effectiveness of my persuasive letter. Your audience is Mr. Diaz. You are going to begin by sharing your rubric score and telling me how you felt. Were you surprised? Did you expect it? Were you happy? Were you upset? How did you feel about your rubric score? Once you go ahead and do that, I want you to give your first idea. And I want you to share one thing that you believe you did right. What did you do really good? What are you proud of in this paper? And as soon as you share it, I want you to start explaining it. Then I want you to share one thing that you believe you can improve on. And for your explanation, you're going to go ahead and explain how you will improve on that thing next time. You have 15 minutes. You are working all the way through. So I want you to work slowly. You should be aiming for a 6 again. Even though it's just a paragraph, even though it's just a reflection, I want you to aim for a 6. A 6 with everything you write in this class. If you rush this and you finish early, then what I want you to do is you're going to look at it and you're going to write it again even better than you did.